Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Market Wrap. So I am back in Philly. I actually never made it home to Connecticut this weekend, but I had a great time watching my son Max play AAU basketball. First in Atlantic City, then we went to York, PA. Some great games, some rough games, but I love watching him compete at a high level. Not gonna go home this weekend either. We're gonna head down to another IWJG show in Miami. Will be good to see all the boys, also to get a feel for the market in these dog days of summer. So 3 watches we love this week, and they're really 3 very special pieces. And the first one is a Vacheron. We've been talking a lot about Vacheron overseas, and today we have one in stainless steel, but with a tourbillon, which is very rare to find a high complication in steel. It has one of the most beautiful blue dials. I love this watch. You never see them. You certainly don't see them in the secondary market, so it's a great one for us to have in the collection. Now the second piece is an Audemars Royal Oak Perpetual rose gold on a bracelet. Again, beautiful dial, just great piece. Again, you don't see them on the full bracelets very often, so it's a great piece to have in the collection. And the last, probably one of my all-time favorites, the Lange Datograph, the original, the watch that really set the market on fire in 1999 and really set the benchmark and changed the industry moving forward. So I had some downtime between games this weekend and was able to catch up on my reading. And I came across a fantastic article from a collected man. Now Silas, I really love his work. He does great articles. Now this one really spoke to me. It was all about a category and defining a category of watches, which he's calling neo-vintage. Now, for years, we always spoke about vintage watches and then modern current collections. Now, as the years have gone by, there's a growing middle range of what he's calling neo-vintage. Now these are watches I really grew up trading. Patek 3940, 5040, 5056. Not old enough to really be considered vintage like a 1518 or a 130 Chrono, but not really current collections, kind of that right in the middle range. We also have been trading a lot of early watches from Roger Dubuis, Daniel Roth, obviously Journe, and all have seen a dramatic increase in interest and also corresponding prices that have started to move. Early AP Perpetuals, Star Wheels, even their minute repeaters that a decade ago largely sat ignored are really being rediscovered. Cartier Privé, Vacheron Jump Hours, and Lange early pieces, and the list can go on. I believe this is one of the most interesting parts of the market, 1 for value and 2 for rarity. Now, most vintage pieces from the 30s to the 70s have been traded, documented, and have a fairly stable price range. And new pieces tend to just trade at retail or a lot of times excessive prices above retail. So to me, this vintage category or neo-vintage category might provide the best opportunity for building a unique collection and finding values in this crazy market. I really hope people continue to explore this segment of these watches. I think it's near and dear to my heart as this is kind of where I started. Brings back memories of my early days behind the counter. So our last segment of the day is our top 5. So periodically, I love to have our tech geeks give me a list of the most searched items on our website. It gives me interesting insight to see what our clients are looking at and really gives you a feel for what the market is. Now, the number 1 piece is kind of a traditional piece, a 116613 steel and gold Submariner, a classic summer piece, and compared to some of the new pieces and even the steel pieces, it's a great value today. Now, the number 2 piece was quite a surprise to me. It's a 116233, a 36 millimeter Datejust, steel and gold, but with a silver Jubilee diamond dial. Now this is not something I would expect to see a lot of attraction to, but maybe two-tone is finally making a comeback. Now the number 3 piece is one of my favorites. It's an amazing watch. It's a platinum Speedmaster skeleton dial moon face. Super rare, beautifully engraved movement, and one of the coolest Omegas you will see. Number 4, an all-time classic, a 182388, double quick date date. This one had a champagne tapestry dial, was always one of my favorites, sold immediately. And number 5 is a surprise to see so many people looking at such an expensive piece, but the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Tourbillon Chrono open work in black ceramic It was a limited edition of 100 pieces from 2018, garnering tons of attention. Now, we normally stop at 5, but number 6 was very interesting to me, so I thought I'd include it. And it's the Richard Mille, the RM32 in rose gold with a red rubber strap. Now, this is not a watch you're going to see me wearing around. It's certainly a statement piece. It's big, it's round, it's gold, it's loud, but it's really interesting to see how much attention RM draws on the market and how many eyeballs are looking at every piece we put up. So that was this week's Market Wrap. Hope to see you next week.